Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the live conversation series with UiPath aspirant. In this series, I am talking to UiPath aspirants and we are covering various UiPath topics. In the previous videos of the series, we have seen what are the type of workflows, what are variables, what is argument. We have seen also to build a shopping robot. Then we discussed about the control flow activities, and at the beginning we tried to answer some of the basic queries. In case you haven't watched this video, I will put the links in the description and you can refer that. Having said that, let us see the agenda for this video. In this video, we are going to talk about the recordings. What are the different types of recordings which are available in UiPath Studio? We are going to see the difference between the basic versus desktop versus the web recording. We are also going to discuss what is selector, what is the importance of selector, and how would we differentiate between the full versus a partial selectors. And in case you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. And in case you want to have a live conversation like this with me, you can always drop a note in the comments, or you can just drop me a note on the email ID which is mentioned in the description. So let's get started. Okay, so let us start. So let us see the agenda for this video. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the recordings. Okay, so what are the different recording types which are available in UiPath? We are going to see what is automatic recordings. Then we will switch to examples of desktop and web recording, and then we will see in the later part, if we have time permits, that how do we do the manual recording also. Okay, so what do you understand by recording? Let us start from that note. What do you understand by recording generally? What is recording?
Recording. How do I put it now? Maybe will I say like saving an information
Mm-hmm.
for futuristic use or
Okay,
purpose. Mm.
saving an info for future purpose, right? Okay,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
else? So let's say, how about what is a song? So we all listen to songs, right? And we all watch movies. So what is a movie? So
yeah,
it is just a recorded thing, correct? So it's just a recorded
yes,
thing and we can just replay it again and again, correct? So what if if I say you that any of the, so why are we doing the automation? So we are learning the RPA technology and we are learning the UiPath. What is the end objective, right? We want to just automate, right? Why we are doing this? We want to automate, right?
yes.
And what
Mm.
exactly is the thing that we want to automate? So we are automating the redundant and the manual steps, right? So if a user or an employee is doing the same set of steps on a daily basis, so we just are helping that users to automate that thing, right? That's why we are in
Yeah,
the RPA UiPath technology. Now, similarly, you said that, right? So recording is just saving an information for future purpose. So what if I tell you that UiPath allows you to record the manual steps and it will just re-execute it again and again? Okay,
mm-hmm.
so assuming that you are a business user, okay, and this is your task. Okay, so first thing is you have to open the notepad. Okay, next thing
Mm.
is you have to type something on the notepad. Okay, next you have to increase the font. You have to click. So how do we increase the font? We click on this format button, right? We
Yeah,
click on the format button and then we go to the font, right? Let me go here. Then we go to the font, and fifth step so once I go here, I click on the font and then I can increase and decrease the font, right? So let's say I just
mm.
want to, sorry, I just want to save the set the font to some value, let's say 72. Okay, so assuming that
Mm.
a user is performing these steps on a daily basis, so a user always comes, he opens the notepad, he types something, he clicks on the format and font and then do something. In the real world scenario, you can just relate this thing to a big automation where the user is doing certain set of steps. Now, in,
Sorry.
in
Mm.
UiPath, we have something called recordings, which allow you to record all the set of action, right? So as of now, we have seen in the previous lectures that we have to create, and every time we have to drag and drop everything, right? So if I ask you, how do I give a message to the user, what would you say? That which activity should I take to give the message?
Um, m- Message box activity.
Right, message box, right? So every time I
Yeah.
have to think for that activity, right? But what if I tell you UiPath has a provision where you can just record it once, okay, and then you can use it. Let us see that in action. Okay, so that was our agenda. So let me just open a notepad and then we will see how it is going. Okay, so if you will see here in the top ribbon, we have something called this button. Okay, this button is called the recording button. If I select on the drop down,
Yeah.
what all value you see we have basic, we have desktop, we have web, image, native Citrix, and the computer vision. Okay, so these three are the advanced one. We first start with the the normal and the basic one. So what do you understand by web recording? Just a random guess. I don't expect a correct answer. What do you mean by a web recording?
That is recording through the website, like
Exactly, exactly.
URL.
Exactly. So whatever thing that is happening on the browser, right? So for
Yeah.
example, if this all these things is available on the Google Chrome, right? So if I have to do some automation here, I would use the web recording, right? And
Mm.
what do you understand by the desktop recording?
That is from your system. The
Exactly. Correct. So if I have to
yeah,
do
from your personal system.
something on the machine, so for example, this notepad is opening of the notepad, right? So all these things which we
Mm.
have seen, right? So this guy's opening and then typing something. So this all is happening on the uh, desktop, right? Actually on the machine. So
Mm.
that time we use the desktop recording. Now this guy basic recording is a brother. So these two work almost the same. Okay, the working of both this is same. The difference comes when we just use it. Okay, let us see one by one. Okay, so do you understand? Do you remember the problem statement? What you want to automate? We want to automate this thing. Okay, use open the notepad, this and see. So how can I automate? So what are the manual steps you take, right? So you go to the notepad, okay, you type something. Let me type my name, then I have to go to format. I click on the font, and then I select the font to 72 and I click OK, right? This is the thing, right, which I want to do. Now let's see how can a bot do it, and how can we do the same thing with the help of recording, and we every time reuse it. Okay, let me just change the font again back to some smaller font. Okay, and I go here recording and I select the first one. Okay, let's go with the desktop. So it is in desktop. So we are going to select the desktop recording. Okay. So as soon as I select the desktop recording, okay, this will open a widget for me, this guy. Okay. So this has a button called record. Okay. So once I start the
Mm.
recording, after I click on the record button, okay, whatever actions I am taking on the screen will get recorded. Okay. So before that I can do anything, but once I press the record button, every click or whatever I type will be recorded by UiPath. Okay, so let us click on this record button. I click on the record button and you see something, menu has changed, right? So first thing I want to
Yeah.
what do I want to do? I want to come here and click here, right? Now it
Yeah.
is asking me to type something, so I wanted to type something, right? So let's say I want to type selectors. Okay, so selectors demo in UiPath. So this is all happening in the recording. Okay, so it says press enter when you are done. Okay, so I am done, so I will just go here and I press enter. So okay, so UiPath is saying that whenever I will execute, I will type it like this. I say okay. Now what is the next step? I have to click on the format button, right? So I go here and I click on the format, right? I will just say no. And then after click on format, I have to click on the font. Okay. And once I click on the font, what is the next step? I have to click on the this, right, size. So let me just go here and let me just select 22 as of now. Okay, and once I select 22, I have to go here and click OK. Okay, so once everything is done, I have to press escape. Now I have two options, save and exit, and I can just click on record and it will start again. So I will go ahead and save and record, save and exit. So do you see something? Entire workflow is again created for me by UiPath. How cool is that? Can you see?
Wow. Yeah.
Right. So now if I go ahead and simply I run this automation, okay. So I will just go here and I will just close this and let us see if that is working or not. So this was the state, right? So now the automation is ready, right? So let how to test that? I go here and I select run the file, right? Because I want to run a single file. If I have to run it from the main, then I will go to run. But as of now, if I want to select the run this file, I go here and run the file. Now see the automation will start. You will see at the bottom the robot running. See selector in UiPath demo, click on the fonts 22, hit OK. Boom. Interesting or not?
Yeah, interesting.
Right. So see now what is the benefit? Can you see which activity, every activity now? Earlier when I asked you what do you put, so you thought and then you told okay message box. But when I use the recorder, it has given all the activities which I have to use, right? Click menu and then the click activity and the type into activity. So I don't have to think about the recording that what
Activity
should
to use.
what activity should I take, right? So there are a lot of activity. Now the next question, so this was desktop recording. You understand the desktop recording now, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So similarly on, I will just do one thing. I will just disable it for a moment, okay? And let us do the same thing, same recording with the help of now this time let me just do it with the help of basic recording, okay? I will remove everything and let me just open one more notepad, okay? So now let us try to do the same automation. So this time we have seen the desktop recording. Now let us go with the help of basic recording and then we will see what is the difference, okay? So how should I start with the recording? Can you just tell me the steps for the basic recording? What should I do?
Uh, Basic recording.
Oh,
You click on the recording icon.
okay, then
On the drop down, you choose basic recording.
okay, next.
Then you record. Start.
Okay,
You,
so this record, right? So as soon as I click on this record button, everything I do on the screen, UiPath will record and save it for me in the form of an automation. Okay, so
yeah,
let me go
yeah.
ahead and record this. Okay, so now it is asking me what do you want to type. So I am doing the basic recording now. Okay, so I will just type basic recording. It says press enter when you are done. Okay, I am done. I have pressed enter. Next, I want to click on the format. Okay, next what is the next thing? I want to click on the font, and once I have click on the font, next thing what I want to do is I want to select some of the number from here. So let me select 16 this time, and once I selected on 16 I want to click OK. Okay, and once everything is done I just want to hit escape, and now it will give me an option save and exit. So I go here and click save and exit. Okay, now this is a basic recording. Let me and okay, let us try to run this basic recording and see if we are getting the same result or not. Okay, so I will again go ahead and I will just open a notepad. Let me go to the UiPath Studio and I select which option, run file. Okay, now this time it should print the basic recording. It is go to the font. Okay, 16. Okay, boom. Interesting, right? So so
Yeah.
this was the desktop or the basic recording, right? So now
Mm.
there is a thing which is called selectors. Okay, this is very important. So I would say most important thing in UiPath is the selector whenever you are doing a UI automation. Okay, so let me just talk about selector a little bit. Okay, then we will just come back to the differences. Okay, let us just, I will not go into details, okay, much of the details, but you should understand what are selectors. Okay, so okay, so now just keep park everything what we have listened as of now, just keep that aside. Tell me, how does a postman delivers a letter? How does a postman know that which letter to deliver to which guy, or which parcel to deliver which guy? How does a a postman does that thing? Anything. How does a postman know that I have to deliver this email, or this packet, or this packet to Mukesh and this packet to someone else? How does he know? What is the thing?
I'm trying to understand you. That how does he know that what?
How does he knows that? So assuming that this letter is for me, okay, so how would the
Okay.
postman know that this should be delivered to me?
The identification, your name,
Right, my name, so it would have my country, my state,
country, phone
my
number.
city, and then my street, right, and then my house
Mm,
number. So based on this detail, a postman is able to identify that, okay, you want this address or this packet to be delivered to this address. Okay, similarly in UiPath, okay, how would the UiPath Studio know that I have to click on the start button, or I have to click on the notepad button, right? There should be some address to it, correct? So similarly a
mm,
postman is going. Similarly, how does a UiPath know? So in our automation we have seen that whenever I said that, right, we recorded that you click on the format button, and next time it was correctly able to click on the format button. How? Because how does the UiPath see? Internally it's a technology only, right? It is not something
mm.
magic happening. There is something which is running on the background. So what is that? That is thing is called the selector. And what does our selector? Let us see that one. Okay, so selectors are generated automatically whenever we interact with a graphical user interface. So GUI means whenever there is a user interaction. So we are interacting something with the mouse and the keyboard. Okay, that is called a GUI. So whenever with the help of UiPath Studio, whenever we interact with anything on the screen, a selector is automatically generated by UiPath for us. Okay, we will see the selector for the our automation now. Now a selector in UiPath Studio is a XML fragment. Okay, so this is the selector for the notepad. So if you will see, this is the selector for the file button. So notepad has a file button, right? We have seen, right, notepad has something called file. So how does UiPath identify? So UiPath store every information in a form of XML. So this is a question which you might get in interview. How does UiPath stores the identification? So it stores everything in the form of XML fragments. Okay, how does it store? In the form of XML fragments, and this is the one. So this is how the selector looks like. So it has key and it has value pairs, key value pair. So XML, just a simple thing for you now, that a selector is stored in the form of XML, that's it. Okay, and when we get selector, whenever we interact with a graphical user interface, that's it. Only the thing that you have to know about the selector is that whenever you do any operation on the GUI, right? So if I ask you that what I am doing now, so you will say you have clicked on the Google Chrome. Now if I say what I am doing now, you will say you are typing Google, right? So I am doing something with the help of keyboard and mouse. That is called the user interface or user interaction. So how I'm whenever we are doing any interaction with the UiPath Studio, so UiPath will generate a selector for me. Now let us see the selector in our case, right? So what we did here, we told UiPath that you have to write in basic recording in here, right here, and
Uh,
it was able to write the basic recording. Why? Because if you will click here and you will go in the properties, okay, there is something called selector. See this guy, can you see?
uh,
Selector. So now if I ask you how UiPath identifies the element on the screen, the answer is selector. Okay, and selector is a very big and very important topic of the entire UiPath. So this thing you are going to get a lot in your developer certificate as well as in your advanced one also. And for any automation you with UiPath Studio, you should be very clear with the selectors, how they are generated and what they are meant for. Okay, so now if I randomly ask you, okay, what is this selector? What do you think this selector is? Just look at the selector and see, what do you think, what would have been the what this thing is doing?
um, it gives you access to Notepad
Hmm. Right,
interface. I think.
notepad interface, and then it is clicking on the OK button,
Okay.
right? So
Mm,
we click on the
mm,
OK button, right? So That is how UiPath was able to identify the elements. Now, see, if you will see this, whenever we talk about UiPath, right? So it is asking us that where I should type. So I told. So now, let me just go here and type. Go to a new sequence. Okay. Now, assuming that I want to type something on the screen, right? Or let's say I want to just click on this Google Chrome button. Okay. So I go here and I will take a click activity. Okay. What I want to do, I want to click, right? Now UiPath will ask me, where do you want to click? So if I go here in the properties, I don't have a selector now, right? If you will see, the selector is blank, right? But
Mm.
as soon as I indicate and I click somewhere, let's say on the Google Chrome icon, UiPath will automatically generate a selector for me. Can you see this thing? So what is the selector? It is saying that, okay, Mukesh, whenever you execute this process, I will look for explorer.exe. Okay, I will go in the tray and I will find a automation ID where it is Chrome. Okay, and then I will simply go ahead and I will click on that button. So that is how UiPath is able to identify. There is no magic happening, right? It is just everything is a technology. So for UiPath to understand the things on the user interface, the thing is the selector. Okay. Now tell me one thing. What happens if I am telling the postman that you have to deliver the address to this address and the address is incorrect? What would happen? Will the mail get delivered successfully or not?
It won't.
It won't, right? So similarly,
Mm.
what happens if the selector is wrong? So what would happen if the selector is wrong? Will the automation
It,
work or not?
it will not work. It will throw an exception.
It will throw an exception. Let us see how, right? So see, it is asking, we are telling it to write it on the notepad window where the notepad, so if you'll see the selector, it is looking for notepad.exe and the title
Mm.
of the notepad should be untitled notepad. Okay. So now if I go on my screen, I will just close the untitled notepad. Okay, I will don't save it. Now if I go here, see, this is untitled notepad, but there is a star in front of it. See, can you see? So it won't
Yeah.
match, right? So let me just minimize this. Okay, and let us try to run this file. So we don't have untitled notepad, a blank one, right? We don't have the blank one now. So if I just tell and now run this automation, run the file, what would happen? That it is now finding that address, and the address which we have given, when I say address, it means the selector, right? So it will, so similarly, right? So the, will the postman at the beginning say that, okay, no, I am not finding that address, right? It will find for some time, that okay, it will try to find. Similarly, every activity in UiPath, there is a default value that is 30 seconds. Remember that one. The default timeout for every activity in UiPath is 30 seconds. It will just look for the element for 30 seconds. Within 30 seconds, if it is not available, see, can you see this error? What does this exception says? What is this exception? Can you read that for me? This exception type?
Uh, UiPath called or select or not found
So
exception.
now you understand selector, right? And it is saying
Yeah.
that I
Mm.
was not able to find the selector, right? So if you will go to the properties, right, there is something called timeout. Okay, timeout. See, now if
Mm.
I just hover, it says only 30 seconds. You can definitely go ahead and increase this timeout to 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minutes, but the default timeout for every activity in UiPath is 30 seconds. This is a question that I ask whenever I am taking an interview for a fresher. Okay. So I
Mm.
usually ask this question, what is the default timeout for every activity in UiPath? The answer is 30 seconds. Okay. So what it will do, after 30 seconds, it will just give an error and it will say, I am not available. Okay. Now the question arises, what is the difference between a, now coming back to the recording, now you understand the selector. If anyone tells you now that, do you understand selectors in UiPath? Do you have an answer for that? Then only we can give.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can you just give me a
Yes.
brief, what exactly is a selector? What do you understand by that?
Selectors selectors enables us to navigate through the UiPath Studio activities and tools.
Hmm. And
I don't
that is
know.
only applicable to the graphical user interface. So that is the point here,
Okay.
right? So that is only applicable to the GUI. So graphical user
GUI.
interface, right? So it is
Okay.
not applicable to the background automation. So What do you think? Will message box have a selector or not?
Message box should, yeah.
Why? We are doing something with a keyboard or mouse. Why should message box have a selector? Because we are not
Okay, no.
interacting, right? It is happening itself, right? It is just coming on the screen, right?
On this screen, okay.
So that's why it is not having C. It does not have the
Selector.
select property. Can you see? Right? But
Okay.
but let's say if I want to select a value from the drop down, okay? So let's say if I want to select a value from a drop down, so I take an activity called select item, right? So if, what do you think, select item would have a selector or not?
Yeah, it should have. It will have.
Right, we should have, right? So we have to select, we have to click something and then, right? So inside the target I have something called selector, right?
Selector.
Okay.
Okay.
Similarly for the, we have seen the for each activity, right? So for each, so what do you think, for each would have or not?
It will have.
For each activity, for each item. So I if, okay, let's go by the if activity. So I have an if activity, so would if activity have a selector or not?
Activity, it won't have.
It will have. Why it will have?
No, I said it will not have.
Okay, it will not have. Okay, you said no.
Uh,
Okay, so my bad. Okay, I just get it was
yeah.
because we are just doing the calculation in the background, right? And it does not require any anything to do on the screen. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you understand the difference. Oh, sorry, you understand what a selector is. Now let us see what is the difference between a basic recording and a desktop recording. See, both did the same thing for us, right? We were successfully able to automate the notepad, but then why UiPath gave us the two activity, right? Now before we jump, there is something called a full selector and a partial selector. Okay, so what do you understand by a full? A general thing, what do you understand by full? What
Like
is
it full encompasses all the,
hmm.
will I say, characteristics or something.
Okay, full. And what do you understand by the partial?
Partial.
Mm-hmm.
Partial, it does not encompass
Mm-hmm.
all the characteristics. Like,
Okay, so full means everything, it is having everything, and partials means it is having
yeah.
something, right? So whenever we
Mm,
do a, which recording, basic recording, okay, whenever we do a basic recording, we get a full selector. Now I will come to
okay.
the difference. And whenever we do a desktop recording, okay, whenever we do a desktop recording, we get a which selector? Partial selector. Okay. Now what is the difference between a full selector and a partial selector? Okay, now uh address, right? So I am in India, okay, I am in let's say Delhi, okay, and I have, my house number is, let's say, 45. Okay, now there are 5 letters for the same address. Okay, now that, then there is one more address where it is India, okay, India, and then it is inside India you have Delhi, the house number is 45, and then you have Mumbai, the house number is uh, 12, right? So assuming that these are two addresses, so here in the first address I am telling him that you have to go to the country India, then you have to go to this state, and then this, and then this, right? So this is a complete address or full address? What do you think?
Uh, is not complete address.
Oh, no, okay, let me just pull it like this. Okay, sorry, my bad. I just Delhi, and then colony, and then area, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then house number. Okay, now what do you
House
think?
number.
The, now what, this is a full, or this is full, or this is partial?
Full address.
This is full address, right? Because we are
Mm.
giving everything from the country name, right? But now if I
Yeah.
directly write like this, so this is a partial one. Similarly in UiPath, okay, if you have the parent item available, Okay, if you have the parent item available, the parent tag available, you call it full selector, and when it is not available you call it partial selector. Okay, let me just show you a difference. I don't know if I'm able to get in the web or no. Let's say full versus partial, or later on we'll just show it in the UiPath also. Full selector and partial selector in UiPath. Okay. I am not going to show it to you the documentation. I will directly ask you, right? So what do you see? See, these both are the notepad, right? These two both are,
Mm-hmm.
what is this selector for? What do you think? What is this selector for? This selector is for notepad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
this selector is also for notepad, right? Here the first line is missing. Can you see? The first line is kind of dull here, right?
Lord,
And
yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Which one is full? The first one or the second one?
The second one.
Right, because it has everything from the parent node, so that's why it is
Yeah.
example of a full selector. And it is not having the parent node, it is only having the child elements, that's why it is called a partial selectors, right?
Partial select.
Right, so
Mm.
which operation, so whenever you do a desktop recording it will give you a partial selector, whenever you do a basic recording it will give you a full selector. Okay, now let us see
Mm.
why exactly UiPath has given two things, right? What exactly was the thing that it has to give? So if you just read this full selector, it contains all the elements to identify the UI element including the top level. Okay, it is generated by which type of recorder? Basic recorder. We have seen that, right? Partial recorder
Mm.
are generated by the desktop one. And
That's
if you do not,
mm.
when we should use partial selector, it do not contain the top level window. Okay, so that is all. Okay, so just remember two things: whenever we do the full selector, a basic recording, you get full selector; desktop recording, partial selector. Now what exactly is the need? So what we were supposed to do, right? First I will go to the so which one would generate a full selector? Desktop will generate which type of selector? Let me write here. Desktop will generate a full or a partial?
Partial.
Desktop partial, sure. Desktop partial, correct. Okay, so I will just write here partial. Okay, and basic will do me a full selector. Okay,
Mm. Mm.
full selector. Now let us see how does a full selector, so you remember our use case, right? What we were doing, we were just typing something on the notepad, right? So when we type with the help of the full selector in the type editable text, what do you think this activity is doing? It is typing something on the screen, right? And what we were typing? Basic recording. Now if you go to the properties and you go to the selectors, can you see there is something called selector? If I open
Mm.
it, what do you see? We see the entire thing, right? So I will just,
Mm.
let me copy this and I will go in the notepad and I will just put it here, that I got this thing from the basic one, right? I got this from the basic. Okay, right? We have seen that when I have to click on the editable text here, I was able to get this selector. Okay, now let us see the same activity, right, in the partial one. Okay, in the partial, where is the type into activity? It is here, right? This is the same activity. Now if I go to the properties and I take the selector, okay, now let me just copy this. See, I am doing control A, control C. I am going back here and I will just paste it, and this was my desktop recording. Now can you see the difference between the two?
Mm-hmm.
Right, what is missing in the
Mm.
what is missing in the desktop thing? It is missing the
The
parent,
notepad, the
right?
the the first one.
The first one, right? Because this is a full selector and this is a partial selector,
Partial.
right? So now
Mm.
the question arises, which one I should use, right? You will always have a question that, okay, Mukesh, you have told me that this is a basic selector, this is a desktop selector. Now the question arises, which one should I use? Okay, now that depends on the implementation. Again, why? See, what is this basic selector doing? This basic selector is giving you everything every time, right? Okay, now
Mm.
now tell me one thing, which a random question, right? You are not expected to give any solid answer. I will explain which one would be faster, the basic one or the desktop one.
I think the desktop will be faster.
Faster means the execution time. And why do you think so? Means just a random
Be-
thing. Because
because it has less
correct,
activity to execute.
correct. Exactly. So this is faster. Okay. And this
Mm.
is slower. Now let me give you the
So
reason, right? Because every time it will first look for the notepad.exe, right? It will just look for everything and then it will start the operation. Whereas in the desktop recording, it will just directly start everything from the inside, right? But now
mm,
you will see if this is an address, right? It does not. So if I just consider this thing to address, right? So this would be my city and this would be my house number, right? Right.
mm,
So if I tell you, if UiPath has to identify this thing that okay, this is the city and this is the house number, right? So what do you think?
mm,
UiPath will ask me, right, which is the country, right? You
yeah.
didn't told me the country, but in the slower one, we are in the basic one, we are telling that okay, this is the country, okay, and this is the assuming that this is the city and this was the house name, right? Now here UiPath will ask me, okay, I am faster, I am doing the desktop automation, but which country? Where is my parent? Right? It will ask me, right? Where is my parent? So whenever you do a desktop recording, this parent is generated only once. Okay, this parent is generated only once. Okay, whereas in the basic recording, this parent will be generated for each and every item, every activity, right? So I'll go back to my automation, this one, right? So first the user was trying to open the notepad, right? So assuming that
Mm,
notepad is a country, so the desktop, what the let us talk about the slower one. So slower one, that is the basic recording. So the basic recording will every time get me the country here, then it will give me the state, and then it will give me the house number. Then for the second thing, again it will go, again it will give me the country, then state, and then the house number. Then for the click format, again it will go to the country, then state, and then the house number. Then again for the font, it will again go country, then state, and then house number. And similarly again for setting the font, it will again go to country, then state, and then house number. That's why it is slower, right? So
mm,
so the desktop one will say, why I have to unnecessarily get this every time, right? Because this is same only,
yes.
right? I am just changing this attribute, so why don't I directly do the automation? So what the desktop one will do, okay, it will now this was the basic one. Let us see the basic one in the automation, right? So I will just go in the basic one. So this gives me a full selector and it is slower. So if I go here, type editable text, okay, let us check the selector. See, it has again given me the parent and the child attributes also. If I go to the next activity, that was to click on the format button, right? If I go here
Mm,
in the edit selector, again it has got with the parent. Okay, if I now the next activity where I have to click on the OK button, if I go and edit the selector, again it has given me the same parent, right? So
mm,
that was the basic recording. So basic recording will always give you the parent, that exact attribute, whereas the desktop one will not give you. Now let us see the desktop one. Okay, what does the desktop one do? Okay, it has created a window for everything, right? So see, it has created a parent for everything at once. So whatever we are doing here, right? So let me just show it to you like this. Okay, so in the font window, right? So when
mm,
we go here, right, so what the basic one does, it will create a parent for this one. When I click on the 72, it will create a parent for 72. When I click OK, it will again create a parent for OK button also.
mm,
But if you will see, as a human or the desktop recording will say to the basic recording, hey, why are you going every time? Our parent is font only, right? So why don't you just grab the font once and then you just do OK and this button? So that will be much faster, right? Every time going to the font, then 72 and then OK, right? So desktop recording will grab the parent once, it will create a container. So what the desktop recording will do, right? It will just grab the parent once, Okay, and then it will create a container. Now it says, okay, I have created a container, so this is desktop recording. Okay, so desktop recording will say that, okay, I have got the parent, I have created the container. Now whatever you want to do, if you do it inside my container, okay, if you do it inside my container, so this container is now your country. Okay, now this guy says, if you do everything inside my container, you don't need to give the country name. Okay, you just give the state and the city. You just give the state and the city, so that way it will be faster, right? So it automatically, when you use the desktop recording, it's create a container for you. Right, now let us go to the basic, this one, the desktop recording, right? So what do you think, this is a full or this is a partial now?
This is a partial.
Partial, right? Correct. So now
Mm.
if I go to the partial one and let us analyze the selector. Okay, so this was the font window which we are looking at, right? So we have
Mm.
to select the item and then we have to select the 22 and then we clicked on OK, right? So what happened in case of the full selector, let me just quickly show it to you again. In case of the full selector, it clicked on the 16 and it got the parent item, and then it go for the button also, it again went and it got with a parent, right? Whereas
Mm.
in case of the desktop recording, okay, it only went, it created a container. Can you see, this is a container? Okay,
Mm.
and if you go to the selector of the container, let me go here, and if you will see, it has created the container for the font. Okay, now it is saying that
Mm.
now I have created the container. Okay, now you can do anything inside me and I will give you the container. So it is, if you'll just look at the selector, it says that, okay, this container is getting inherited by the parent, right? That's why we are not able to change anything, and this container says now whatever you do inside me, this will be a partial selector. So now which one would be the faster, this one or the other one?
This one.
This one, right? Because it has to
Mm.
get only the container at once and then it does the operation, whereas the basic one, every time it go ahead and get the parent from the top and then it does the operation. So that is the difference between a basic recording and a desktop recording. Okay,
Desktop.
okay, now you understand the exact difference, or you what is the difference between a basic and a desktop recording. See, now this question can be asked to you in interview, and this is a sure short question which you get. Okay, in every interview, for everything
Mm.
you will get, like, what is the difference between a desktop and a basic recording? Okay, now the next question would be, what is the difference between a full versus a partial selector? Okay, the answer for both the question is same, don't get confused. Okay, right? So
Yeah.
do you understand desktop versus full versus partial selector, and you understand the difference between a desktop versus basic recording, right? So that is why UiPath has given this two things, desktop and this one. Now if I just hover over the basic, can you just read that for me, what is written there?
Generate a full selector for each activity and no container activity.
Now you understand what a container is, right? I hope now you understand a container. It will create a big
Mm.
container. And if I hover over the desktop, now what does the desktop say?
Suitable for all types of desktop apps. Generate container activities and partial selectors for each included activity.
Right, included activity means it will generate a container, right? So now whenever you
Mm.
are having a automation, right? So now if I ask you, what is this website, this website, so what do you think, is this website a container or these are all separate things? What do you think?
Um,
You know HTML, you know HTML, little bit of HTML,
yeah,
you know
HTML.
how this page is
Not
decided?
really.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so see how, if I just go here, right, if you will go here and I go to the view page source. Okay, let us see how does a web page is created.
Mm.
Okay, so if you will see, it is, everything is written inside a tag, which is this tag, HTML tag, right? Everything is, every
Okay,
coding of
yeah.
this, every web page, everything start with an HTML tag. Okay, now if I ask you, how would the so will everything is inside, so what do you think? Is this all, every element is separate, or this is a kind of big container, everything is inside it? So if I ask you this thing, okay, what is this? This is a website, right? So what do you think? Is
Mm.
this all separate components, or this entire big thing is a container and then everything is inside it? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a big container and everything is inside it.
Correct. So now whenever I do a web automation, okay, what would you think, whether
Mm.
I would get a full selector or I would get a partial selector?
You will get a full selector.
I am doing a web automation and now you told that everything is inside a big container. Okay, so when the containers come in picture,
Mm.
you will always get which type of, see, containers. Container is a big thing, it will give you the parent. Okay, so container comes in,
Mm.
see where this was the container, right? So which is this selector?
Mm.
This was the partial selector, right? So this was the container, right? Container was a country and then everything inside it. So this was a
Mm.
partial selector. Similarly, when you say that this thing is entire website is kind of container for me. So whenever we do a web automation, it will always give me a partial selector. Okay.
Okay.
See, now I will show it to you. Let me go ahead and open Internet Explorer. Now do you understand the difference between the basic and the partial one, right? This guy,
Yeah.
those two. Now let us see the third one, that is the web based thing, right? So this is a website and let's say I want to just go to the Google, okay, and I want to let us see what we want to do. Let us see, we want to go to the Acme site. What is the Acme URL? I don't really remember the Acme URL for UI, but okay, this is the Acme URL. Okay, so let's say I want to come to this website and I want to put user ID and password and I click, or I want to click on the login button. Okay, so what is my automation in the web? So my automation is, I have to open a browser. Okay, I have to type this URL. Okay, I have to once the URL is there, I have to type the user ID, I have to type the password, and I have to click on the login button. Simple automation.
Mm.
So what do you think, which type of recording should I take? Should I take the desktop one, basic one, or the web one?
Web.
Web, correct. So let me take a new sequence. Okay, I will take this as web recording. Okay, and hit on create. Similar concept. I will go to the recording. I will take a web recording. Okay, now this, see, web recording and record. So this is open, right? This is page is open in front of you. What do I want to do? I want to type something on the username. So I go ahead and click here. Now UiPath will ask me, okay, what do you want to type? I say I am typing my username, that is Mukesh Kala, and press enter when you are done. Okay, and in the password, the password for this website, let me type ABCDE. Okay, this is a wrong password. I will hit enter, and once this is done, I want to just click on the login button. Okay, and say it is saying given a valid invalid error. Okay, let me just so let us finish the automation. I will just click on escape and save and exit. Okay, now you see UiPath has again given me the same thing, what it has done, right? So this entire thing was happening in which window? The Acme window. Which is this window? This entire page is called the Acme page. Okay, that's why UiPath automatically generated a container for me. That container was called attach browser. Okay, so what is this? This is a container, right? So what would you think, what are these selector? This would be full or this would be partial? This selector inside this,
Um, it will be partial.
partial, right? So if I go to the email, okay, if you'll go here and in the email, you will see it says that you cannot change this because this is a container and it is just given me the partial selector. So whenever we do the web thing, web automation recording, you will get a partial selector. You can always change a full from partial, that we will see later on. But now do you understand how do we deal with this thing? Let me go ahead and try to run this automation once. Okay, let us see if it is able to run. I will go here and run the file. Okay, it will go to the Acme, this URL. It will type me URL and it has type on the login. Can you see it was so quick, right? So that is how you can use the recording button and use the different type of recordings. Now do you understand the difference between desktop and the basic and the web? Do you understand this concept clearly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now I would stop my session here and we will see this thing in the tomorrow session. Okay, because we have talked many things today and I think you would get overburdened if I just talk more and more, right? So one assignment for you, and this I want you to do. Okay, okay, so I want you to create this automation with both the thing. So where is this automation? This guy. Okay, you have to open the notepad, you have to type something, click on the format font and then set the font to 72. Okay, do you remember or you want me to share it to you on the chat? I will just quickly. So it is easy, right? So you have to go to the notepad, you have to click on the format, click on the font and then select 72 and any size, and then you have to do the same thing with the help of basic recording, desktop recording, and the same thing you have to for the, you know, we have to see the this thing and then you have to look at the selectors. Okay, and then you have to go to web and you have to read this page. Okay, this is a small page, can you do that for me? Small page, right? You can read this full versus partial selectors. Okay, so tomorrow when I ask
Yeah.
you, at least you should be aware that what is the difference between a full selector, partial selector, and